I'm such an idiot. So I'm driving to this lawn that I'm at right now, and as I'm getting close to it, I see there's a cop at the entrance of their street. And so I pull up and I'm like, hey, what's going on? And the cop says, oh, you see there's a wire down. So, you can't drive your car through here. And I was like, oh, that's not good. So I was like, well, guess I'm not mowing this lawn today because, I don't feel like parking somewhere and just driving all my equipment down to their property. So I was like, oh, I'll just do it tomorrow. And then, so I pulled away, went and did a little weeding job that I had. And then I was about to head home, and I was like, you know what? I don't think they live on that street. I mean, I was on the right direction. I was like, I don't think they actually live on that street. So I pull it up, and I'm like, oh, they don't. They live one down. So I'm an idiot. So whatever. This is the last lawn of the day, so we're just going to film it. You know what I mean? Like, why not? Let's get to work. I'm not going to film the trimming part. I don't have really, the family's home, and it's going to be weird if I set up a tripod. And honestly, the camera on the trimmer makes me a little nauseous, so we're not going to do that. But we'll do some mowing footage. All right, so here we go. This is my first mowing footage video of 2020. So this video, I tried to get a little creative with some camera angle stuff, and kind of wish I hadn't, because it looks just stupid. So I thought this would be interesting to see me pulling it off the truck. I guess that was mildly interesting. I ran out of driveway there, so I had to pull it out into the street. And then I was like, you know what? You guys should see me like pressing buttons. And I was like, can you see me? Look, check this out. I'm turning the ignition switch and pushing down the throttle, and now I'm pulling the engine. I love how this machine starts on the first pull almost every time. Whenever it doesn't start on the first pull, it starts on the second pull, literally every time. And I'm hoping you guys didn't notice that big rip in my shirt. Don't go back and look at it. It's embarrassing. Anyway, so now we're going to get to mowing. I've actually had this property. I think this is my second year on this property. And I don't know, they're nice people. I hope you guys can't hear the rain because I'm not recording this again. So if you can hear the rain, I'm sorry. Hopefully it's not too bad. But I was trying to get some cool shots of this, and like I said, I kind of screwed up. I'm not the kind of guy that is comfortable setting up a tripod. Shout out to you guys that are. I'm just not comfortable with that. And no, I did not spray their car. Before you ask, no, I did not. And now, I don't know why. I was like, you know what? I bet you guys want to see me. Which I gotta admit, the clouds behind me do look mildly cool. I don't know why I thought you guys would want to take a look at me right here. I don't know. Do you see how I'm kind of leaning? It's because I'm on a hill. I gotta be honest, a good chunk of this narration is gonna be me making fun of my camera choices. So yeah, just mowing along. With belt drive, I've heard people say with hydros that, when you're going to stripe the lawn or something, that you need to make 2 circles and then start going back and forth. I don't know if this is the case with all belt drives, but I know with this mower, you really need to make 3 circles before you start trying to stripe anything. It's just because there's just not enough space to turn around. Just because of the length of the mower. Yada yada yada. So this lawn, it's not really going to stripe that well today for whatever reason, but this lawn tends to stripe pretty well. I think I have some pictures, either on my business Facebook or I can't remember where the pictures are, but I got some pictures of this lawn striping. It looks pretty cool, if I do say so myself. Almost as cool as those guys that like to show off on Facebook and post their lawns where it's all the cool striping and stuff. It's good for them, I swear, there's some people that the whole reason they're in business is just to show off on Facebook, I think. I'm assuming they still do that. They did that when I was on those sites. So, now, I don't know, man. It's one of those things, when you watch these videos, it's almost like, why are we watching this? Who decided this was interesting to look at? I mean, I do have some stuff coming up on this video that I do want to talk about. But I'm going to wait for that to show up. Like I want to show you guys the Knuckle Buster and how these new gloves I've got, how they really have been doing an amazing job of protecting my hands. Because man, I used to bust my knuckles all the time, and now that I got these gloves from Home Depot, they work great. I think they cost me like 17 or 18 bucks, and they're like those thin work gloves, but they have all this padding on the outside of them. And so I did a leaf removal for this guy, but he didn't want me to do the backyard, only the front yard, so that's why all those leaves are there. And this is a massive hill. I was actually impressed the mower was able to hold it as well as it did. I think at some point I'm going to turn the camera back around so you can see just how sideways I am while I'm mowing that hill. I actually end up trimming most of that hill when I service this property. Boy, it is really coming down outside. I really wish I'd gone back in the house and not in the office for this. Whew. Yeah, I'm going to turn it around so you guys can see just how sideways I get. So check this out. See that? I'm like walking like, 2 feet down from the mower, why did I think this was cool? There we go. Now you're getting a good shot of the Knuckle Buster. And as you can see, I bust my knuckles on that sucker a lot. It's the red bar for those of you that weren't sure. But those gloves, with all that padding, man, it just becomes pretty much a non-issue, because it's like, yeah, I'm still busting my knuckles, but there's padding, so it doesn't hurt. It's kind of like, I was a catcher when I was a kid. I played baseball until I was 12, I think, and I was always scared of the ball. So what position would you play if you were scared of the ball? Well, I don't know, but I picked catcher, because that's the guy that got to wear all the equipment. I also had time as a pitcher. I was actually a really good pitcher. I had one game where I pitched the first 4 innings of the game and struck out 11 of the 12 batters that I faced. The only guy I didn't strike out was because my catcher dropped the ball. And that this is not lawn care related, but it's funny. My baseball team that year was so bad. So when so that game where I struck out 11 of 12, the 12th guy I actually struck out too, but my catcher dropped the ball. But it wasn't like a big deal. So the guy was like running to the base. Ooh, it's coming down hard out there. So the guy was like running to first base. My catcher throws the ball to first base, but overshoots it by like a mile. So the guy starts running to second base. And the guy, all the guys are running out to like the outfield to get the ball. I don't know why it wasn't just the outfielder, but everybody was going. And so then they whip around, throw the ball to second base, and they overshoot it, which typically wouldn't be a problem because the shortstop would be right there. But for some reason, the second baseman was in the outfield. The shortstop was at second base. There was nobody at the shortstop position. And so that by this point, the guy who struck out is now rounding third base, heading for home. And so I ran over there because I saw what was happening. The ball bounced. I caught it on a bounce with my bare hand and chucked that ball back home and threw the guy out at home plate. It's just the most ridiculous situation ever. And again, this would have been a really cool shot of my truck setup and the mower driving into the truck. Are you going to get to see that? No. I don't know why I thought you would want to see me while I did that process. Hopefully we don't get another gratuitous belly shot. That would be a real bummer. Are we going to get it? Yep, there it is. Ugh. I promise I'll do better next time, guys. Sorry.